It's 11th of July today. Four news stories. Somali President Farmajo has congratulated Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed on his re-election. Secondly, I'll have a look at ongoing fighting near Lake Hashinge on southern front. Thirdly, I'll have a look at ongoing war in Afghanistan. Fourthly, suffering follows Tigrayans wherever they go. Heavy rains have flooded refugee camps in Sudan. Let's look at the first news story. President of Somalia, Abdullahi Farmajo, has congratulated Prime Minister of Ethiopia, Abiy Ahmed, on his re-election. Farmajo says, I congratulate you on retaining your mandate. I'll continue working with you for strengthening Ethiopia-Somalia bilateral ties. Their critics accuse Farmajo, Isaias and Abiy Ahmed of being in a partnership. Their critics say that the three leaders are on the same page. They have devised joint strategies about how to rule the Horn of Africa with an iron hand, and all three have dictatorial inclinations. Isaias does not like elections. Abiy Ahmed has won a controversial election and Farmajo is preparing to contest election. Farmajo's term has expired. Elections are due to be held in coming months, but Farmajo is under severe pressure because some UN bodies reported about Somali soldiers sent by Eritrea to fight in Tigray. Opposition parties have been demanding Farmajo's resignation over this scandal. So Farmajo is fighting for his survival. Let's see if he can win upcoming elections to join his partners Abiy Ahmed and Isaias or not. Now the second news story. Important updates are coming from southern and western fronts. In a previous video today, I informed you about Churcher. Churcher town has been taken by Tigray Defense Forces. Their presence in Churcher has been confirmed. Now, another development from southern front. By southern front, I mean Raya viewers. Reportedly, fighting is underway near Lake Hashinge. You can see on this map Lake Hashinge. This lake is situated to the north of Koram, to the north of Alamata. Fighting is being reported in the vicinity of this lake. It means that Tigray Defense Forces have advanced from Macho towards Koram. Koram and Alamata are still being controlled by Ethiopian National Defense Forces, especially Amhara regional forces. There is very heavy deployment of Amhara forces in Alamata, but Tigray Defense Forces have stepped up their offensive on southern Tigray, and Tigray Defense Forces are advancing towards Koram viewers. Koram and Alamata are red lines for Amhara regional forces, and we could see some heavy battles for Koram and Alamata. Now the speed of advance of TDF is quicker on southern front than on western front. Reportedly, on western front, their advance has been checked by landmines. Reportedly, landmines have been planted in northwestern Tigray, especially the areas to the west of Adi Goshu. Here, landmines have been planted by Eritrean forces and Amhara regional forces. That is why advance of TDF in western Tigray is relatively slow. Then there is very heavy presence of different forces in western Tigray. Amhara regional forces, Amhara special forces, Amhara militias, Ethiopian National Defense Forces, Eritrean forces. So there is very heavy deployment of several forces in western Tigray. That is why the pace of TDF's offensive on western Tigray is rather slow. But TDF are trying to advance on that front too, viewers. Thirdly, viewers, an update on Afghan war. Several viewers have contacted me. They say that why don't you report on a new offensive started by Taliban in Afghanistan? What's happening there? So from today I'll update you about this war as well in daily news bulletin. I have compiled a detailed video as well on Afghan war, in which I have drawn some parallels between Afghan war and Tigray war. This video is under review. It will be available by tomorrow or day after tomorrow. Now, today's developments about Afghan war include a claim by Taliban. Taliban are claiming to be in control of 85% of Afghanistan. Taliban are claiming that only Kabul, capital of Afghanistan, and some other urban areas are remaining. And entire Afghanistan, 85% of Afghanistan is under their control. They are further claiming that all border crossings between Afghanistan and its neighbors have been controlled by Taliban. On the other hand, viewers, today Afghan government officials claimed that an attack by Taliban fighters on Ghazni has been repelled, and several dozen Taliban fighters have been killed in Ghazni. Ghazni is being controlled by Afghan government, viewers. Kabul is also being controlled by Afghan government. In tomorrow's video, I'll brief you in detail about the start of this war, about what's happening on ground, and who is backing Taliban, who is backing Afghan government. Now, last news story is about humanitarian crisis, viewers. So you know that there are 70,000 Tigrayan refugees in Sudan. Heavy rains have flooded refugee camps in Sudan. Pictures are being shared in which camps of refugees can be seen flooded with water, viewers. This is another angle of this war which must not be overlooked when we are talking about advance and retreat of the forces. And when people want forces to advance, they must keep in mind this aspect of war as well, that tens of thousands of refugees and other Tigrayans, and they're suffering in Tigray, in Sudan. There must be a solution to this crisis. Lastly was WFP, World Food Program, yesterday had said that a convoy of its trucks was on its way from Afar to Mekelle. Today, WFP reported that the convoy has reached halfway. It has not entered Mekelle, it has not entered Tigray yet, but this convoy is on its way. So far, the convoy has not been blocked by anyone in Afar region, viewers. Thank you for watching.